Grant Cardone here. Have you ever wondered how people buy this? Like my whole life, I have been just super intrigued by the wealthy, the people that buy the jet, that live the life. Like, I used to watch these homes on the ocean. I'm like, who owns that home? Who owns that jet? How did they do it? How did they buy it? And I created a training. I spent 35 years codifying what it takes to go from nothing, where I started. I remember when I could not afford one night, not one night in a hotel. Not even this nice, and it changed in a second, and it can for you too. Literally, look, just take a look here. Having the girl, okay? The hot chick, great wife, beautiful kids, even a cowgirl, okay?
The cat sat in my hat.
I got 2 kittens on board. We're traveling across the country. The family's gonna go out for a little vacay. I'm gonna be doing some work while I'm out there, but while I'm out there, I wanna help you get what you want. It might not be a jet, maybe it's not a yacht, I don't know, whatever it is. You deserve to have that. And I have laid out a training step by step, so simple. Regardless of where you are right now, you're in debt, you don't have any money, maybe you don't even have a job. Click the link below. I'm gonna give you this training for free. I wish somebody would have done this for me. I simplify wealth. I simplify how to get money, what to do with it once you get it, and how to multiply it. The most important lesson, how do you multiply it so that someone else, maybe you were serving, someone else you were working for, that money that you receive, you learn how to multiply it so that money works harder than you do. And who knows, maybe you don't get the jet, maybe you don't get the girl, okay? Maybe you don't even want the kids. Maybe you don't want the kids or the kittens, but you get to choose, okay? Click the link below. I want to give you this free training. It's absolutely free. Best part, it's free. Second best part, it will show you step by step what you have to do to get the life you deserve. America, man, what a great place.
My version of 10X allowed me to stand out. And when I stood out, I fucking showed out.
Finally, I feel like I'm doing something equivalent to what I'm supposed to do. Phenomenal success story. Give it up for Floyd Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, bring to the stage, John Travolta.
It's time for you to experience the power of the 10X Growth Conference.
10X is strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dana White. If you love yourself and believe in yourself, clap 2 times.
10X your income, 10X your business, 10X your life.
Let's talk about financial freedom, your financial freedom, and how much different your life would be if you had all the money you need, the income, the savings, money tucked away, maybe a second or third flow. That's what I want to share with you today, how to create financial freedom that won't stop, is indestructible. It's based on you not having to go back and spend more money going to college or spend 3 or 4 years going to get a degree. I want to show you today how you, yes, you, regardless of where you are in life today, can have total financial freedom. So I appreciate you joining me today. I have done this for myself. I know if you're anything like me, maybe you're 17 years old, maybe you're 15 or 12 years old, maybe you're 25 years old, maybe you're 45 years old. Look, I've gone through every one of those, right? I had no money when I was 12, depended on my parents. 15 years old, I had even less money, but now I started thinking, hey, I should be able to get a job now. Got a job at McDonald's that I hated, got a second job that I hated, got a third job that I hated, was fired from all of them by the time I was 18. And I didn't know where I was going to go. So what did I do? I finished high school, went to college, borrowed money to go to college because my mom said it was going to make everything better. It didn't, not to blame college, but it didn't make everything better for me. And so what I end up doing is by the time I'm 23 years old, I have less money than when I was 12 years old. My situation's getting worse, not better. So look, I've been where you've been. in debt, no job, no future, no credentials, no connections. I have been there. If I look back just a few years ago, I'm scared every day, worried. I know I have some potential. I'm like, I know I could do something big here, but I can't seem to put together any consistency. I'm lacking discipline. I'm getting pulled away by my friends and my family. I have an idea, a bunch of them, by the way. I just can't get them to make any money. In fact, the first time I started my own business was when I was 29 years old, actually 30 years old. I was 30 years old. Just finished working for this guy. I was working every day, literally almost 300 days of the year. I was traveling on the road, making this dude rich. I was exhausted. I was feeling this thing they talk about, this burnout thing. I was feeling exhausted, burnout, angry, upset with everybody, hated him, hated the customers, hated my job, hated all the time I was spending on the road. When just a year before that, I thought, oh, this is a dream job. I'm going to get to travel. I'll get to see the world. I'm going to make a little money. And I was burnt up. And so I left that job, started my own business because I had this idea of a business. I'm like, I can run a business better than this guy can. Started my own business, and I made less money at this new job. My business made less money, a third of the money, spent a third more time at the job, and trust me, I was 300% more scared. So look, I've been where you've been. I'm sure you have a lot of potential. Maybe it's just not, you're firing, you're out there shooting, you're pulling the trigger, and it's just not adding up. I want to show you how to create financial wealth wherever you are, whether you're a waitress, a plumber, a contractor, you do hard labor, you do service work, you're in sales, not in sales, you like sales or don't like sales. I'm going to show you how to create financial freedom that is indestructible. And just so you know, I have done this myself. I will never tell anybody how to do something that I haven't done myself. I can't teach you how to skate. I'm a decent shooter, but I couldn't teach you how to be a professional shooter. I'm not a boxer, so I won't teach you how to box. I'm not a singer, so I'm not going to teach you how to sing. But I went at 25 years old having nothing, $40,000 in debt. I had all the good stuff, college education. They said that was going to help me. Couldn't land a job, even though I had a college education. And I have come from being in debt and without work to today being worth more money than I could possibly ever spend in my lifetime. I have 5 companies today, all started from scratch, all started from ideas. And when I figured out how to codify, how to put A, B, and C in the right order, and literally take a business, take an idea, put it together, avoid the mistakes, cash flow, start a second business, cash flow that one, get enough cash flow coming from the first 2 businesses that I can actually start investing in real estate was my 3rd business. Okay, when I started thinking different than my mommy and my daddy and the schools and other people, all the broke people and the skeptics. You ever notice that about skeptics? I'm sure somebody's watching right now saying, oh, the only one that's going to get rich is Cardone. Dude, I already got rich. I want to help other people. What you're doing right now is not getting you where you want. The skeptic will always be broke. You ever notice that about him? That's not going to work. That won't work. That doesn't work. No, dude, he's always broke, okay? So there's the skeptic that has given up. There's the hopeful that tries everything. I'm going to try another thing. But there's something that's missing for you as well. And I would say to you, the old saying about the open mind, you have to have an open mind. Open mind is like a parachute. Look, it can get too open too. If that parachute opens too much, you're going to crash and hit the ground. So listen to what I'm going to tell you today, because regardless of where you are, I have been there. I had a drug problem when I was 25. I was broke. My mom told me not to come visit her anymore. Leave me alone. My dad died when I was 10. My older brother had died just 5 years before this, so I didn't have my older brother to mentor me. My twin brother had pretty much said, dude, leave me alone. My sisters were calling me the black sheep, okay? I have dedicated, from the age of 25 to 45, I dedicated my life to doing one thing. I'm going to get my damn money right. I'm going to get my money right. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to turn my life around. I'm going to build businesses that make money. That's what I did from the age of 25 to 45. And it was really to prove to my mom, my dad that was dead, my older brother that had died early. I'm like, I'm going to prove to these guys that I could be somebody. I'm going to prove to my sisters that I'm not the black sheep, that I'm a winner. And I'm going to prove to my twin brother that I can do great things. And even my principal in high school said, you told my mom, your son could not win dog catcher. Okay? I had friends that wouldn't hang out with me. My mom would tell my friend's mother, have your son stay away from Grant because he's trouble. That's where I was. So from 25, if you get sick and tired of that for long enough, you'll make a change. From 25 to 45, I turned my life around. And I dedicated my life to one thing. I was not dedicated to helping people between 25 and 45. I wanted to help people, but I knew I had to help myself. I needed to get my financial life in order, my business in order, my discipline in. I needed to get my integrity handled. I needed to get my understanding of business together. And while I did that, the second thing I did was I did help other people while I was doing that. But here today, at the age I'm at today, I have done that, okay? For the last 8 or 9 years now, we've built a business around one thing, helping other people. The valuable final product of my company today is not the profits we make. It is how many people can we help with my information. You'll see all this information. We have all these programs that I've created for salespeople, for organizations. I've worked for companies as big as Fortune 100 companies that make billions of dollars, and they're interested in making billions more. They'll hire me to say, hey, Grant, can you come in? Show us, look, where can we pick up another $300 or $400 million this quarter and $1 billion a year? I'm working with a company right now. They're doing $5 billion a year. We're sending him a proposal right now how to take him from $5 billion to $7 billion. Those are the companies that pay my company to expand and grow, okay? We want to help. I want to help. My legacy will not be the money I made or the success I had. It will be how many people can I help that were like me when I was 25. So where I want to start with you today on financial freedom is I'm going to bring in my magic whiteboard. I want to start, if I have your full attention, I want to talk to you about how do you create real financial freedom? Oh, by the way, I just left the gym. I was working out with my wife at Cozone right here in Miami. We were doing a boxing workout. She's trying to get me in the gym working out. And I realized this morning, man, my muscles aren't there. My legs aren't there. My ankles, my feet. The dude's showing me how to jab and hook. I don't know anything. I don't know the language. I don't know the moves. I don't even know what he's saying to me. He's like, left hand, I'm using my right. He's like, no, the other left, right? So the point of that is, when you're starting something new, everything you're gonna feel a little awkward. So don't worry about feeling awkward today. If you find the right person to mentor you, and I'm gonna take about 500 people in this program and mentor them to financial freedom, okay? I hope you're part of this experiment. I hear so many people say, you got to go to college to ever do any of this stuff. I know that not to be true. Most of the success I have today has nothing to do with the 5 years I spent in college or the $140,000 that I borrowed to go there. So first thing is, we're going to talk about financial freedom, okay? Financial freedom. And where do you start? Because that's a really big thing there. I want financial freedom. That's what I was saying when I was 25. I want financial freedom, okay? And then everybody's like, dude, you just need to pay the bills, son. Literally at 25 years old, my rent was $275 a month. And most months, I had to tell Mr. Whitman, that was my landlord, that I was going to be late again. So when you go from struggling with money to like, I want to talk to you about financial freedom, it's like, I just need to pay my bills. I got a $300 Camry payment or a Honda Accord payment or a Kia payment, right? A Ford truck payment. I need to make that payment. But you need to keep this in sight. Can I create financial freedom, and what would that look like? Now, I had a sales job when I was 25 years old that I hated. So I'm going to bring you back to this in a second. I had a sales job. I hated this sales job. Now, the one thing I did like about the sales job is the sales job had a lot of upside. The problem was I hated it. I hated sales. I'm not sure why I hated it. I got some ideas today why I hated it. Okay. But this was the goal. This was the target. And I spent a lot of time talking about what I didn't like. And I see a lot of people doing this. So if you're taking notes, this is a really important thing to do. What you hate might be your gate. It might be the gateway. This might be the indicator of what you need to do. I'll tell you in my life, the things that I have hated the most, I found other people also hated them. I don't know why they hated them, but they did hate them. I know a lot of people that hate the idea of financial freedom. That's that skeptic I talked about earlier that's always broke, always broke financially, broken spiritually, broken in hope, broken physically. He even looks kind of broken. You can see they look a little ashy, gray, like they gave up. Okay, just like a piece of wood would after a fire, it gave up, it's ashed out, right? So financial freedom was my target. I got in this sales job because it's the only job I could get. Hated the job, and a man told me, a guy named Ray told me, he's like, dude, you need to spend less time hating and more time making. I said, what do you mean? He's like, you hate your job, you don't have any money. He's like, this job's got a lot of upside. You can make as much money as you want to make here. It depends on how you treat people, how you handle people, how you show up every day, what kind of attitude you have, Grant, how much you know about the job you do. He's like, by the way, how much do you know about sales? I'm like, I don't really know anything about sales except that I don't like it. Okay. He's like, do you know that sales means revenue? The original word, people used to call this revenue. This is the top line. He said, this is the top line of a business, Grant. I said, Ray, man, I went to college to learn that, and I didn't learn that there. I got an accounting degree, and I didn't know that revenue was sales. I don't hate revenue. I want to be rich. He's like, good, man. Well, a sales job might be the thing that gets you rich. But look, do you really want to be rich today, or do you want financial freedom? Okay? What do you want? And do you know? Do you want to be rich? This is what people say. I want to be rich. Okay? I want to be wealthy. This is the kind of stuff you help. I want to make a lot of money. I just want enough. This is probably the thing. I don't need all that. I don't need all that. Which one of these people are you? What else do I have, Jared? What else do you think I got in here? I want to get rich. I want to be wealthy. I need a lot of money. I want to be a millionaire, whatever that means. Doesn't really mean anything. Okay. These are the things people talk about. What I wanted was, I wanted financial freedom. Okay. And when I took a look at financial freedom, what does it mean? My father worked really hard. My father actually, we didn't know this, but my father, right before he died, actually was probably rich. But nobody knew it because all the money was in the house. This was the old ideas about wealth. Buy a house. You'll save money if you live there long enough. Put your money in a Keo. Put your money in life insurance. My dad died. When my dad died, he gave the life insurance company a week later, gave my mother a big check. Boom. We had some dough. Okay. Check. Miss Cardone, here's your money. She never even told us how much it was. She didn't want anybody to know how much it was. I still don't know today, 40, 50 years later. Okay. She took the money. We weren't rich anymore. Why? This is what you need to understand. My dad died. He was on his way to getting rich. He died. Mama gets a life insurance check. We went into poverty mode immediately. We went immediately into poverty, into scarcity, into protection, into conservation. There was none of this talk here. None of this talk was going on. Like, I want to get rich, I want to get wealthy, I want financial freedom. It went into scarcity and protection right here. Why? What happened? When you go back and look at this, what happened was the income had stopped. Income had been killed off, okay? So when I went back at 25, 26 years old and started looking at how am I going to create financial freedom? How am I going to create enough affluence? What is it I want? Is it rich, wealthy, a lot of money? I just want enough. I knew I didn't want this. It had never worked for me. I grew up with just enough, okay? my mom said all the time, hey, all you need to have is just enough. If you have just enough, everything's going to be fine. We have more than other people. I don't need all that. This is what my mom said all the time. I don't need all that. We don't need a lot of money. The day my dad died, a week later, she got a check. And a week after that, she sold the house. She needed a house to get the cash. My dad was rich. And then he died. And then we weren't rich anymore. Why? Because there was no money coming in. Now, I'm giving you a very, very important lesson right now. It's very, very basic. It's simple. You do not need to go to college for this lesson. You got to get rid of this. I just need enough. You got to get rid of this. I don't want all that. If you don't want all that, okay, it's because you've given up on all that. Just start changing it to not, I don't want all that, to change it to, I quit on all that. Okay, this thing right here, this millionaire thing, nobody even knows what it means. I wrote a book called The Millionaire Booklet. Nobody even knows what the millionaire means. Nobody has a real description. How much money is that? How long will it last you? How are you going to get it? I'm going to show you all this. But where I want to bring you today is this. I want to bring you to this, financial freedom. What does that mean? Freedom, man. I don't want money to buy stuff. I own a plane today. I own a plane. It's a $10 million plane. Cost a couple $1 million to operate the plane. I don't want the plane to show off. I want the plane to give me and my family freedom so I can enjoy more time with my kids while they're little. So I can show my kids the world, not just another good school. Okay, I would rather my kids have the education of being with me every day. That's financial freedom. The ability to be able to move wherever I want, when I want. Financial freedom. That me and my wife can go where we want, when we want, and stay as long as we want. That's financial freedom. That I can get rid of somebody in my office or not take a client that I don't want. That is financial freedom, right? That is rich. That is wealthy. And that's when you got a lot of money. Hard to talk about a lot of money when you're broke, though. Nobody wants to do that. Okay? So where are we going to start? Where are we going to start? This is where we need to start. The goal needs to be financial freedom, okay? So we're looking for the top of the food chain right here. I'm looking for the top of the food chain. The goal is financial freedom, okay? But then we need to work in increments. In this first part of this program, I want to talk to you about how to make $1,000 a day. And I'm going to tell you why the $1,000 a day is important. When I was 25, 26 years old, having a hard time, didn't have any money, having trouble making my payments, I'm like, I need to think in little numbers, okay? I had this thing. I'm a big thinker. I'm a big thinker. Oh, my God. You know, I'm going to be somebody one day. I'd been saying that for 9 years. I needed to come down to planet Earth and deal with real things. So I needed to get my big dreams, the big goals, down to something I could do. See, I see a lot of people talking about the big ideas and never getting this done. What always helps me is, can I reduce this to something I can live with and actually achieve? So I started saying, hey, how could I make $1,000 a day? At that time, I was making about 60 grand a month, 60 grand a year. I'm making 60 grand a year. By the way, everybody around me was making 60 grand a year, so I was nobody special. So Mr. Special Boy, I was the only one who had a college education, making the same amount of money as 5 other people around me that did not have a college education. I was the only one that owed the federal government money for my college education. None of them did, okay? And they were making the same amount of money I was making. I'm like, I should be able to make more money than these guys. What's wrong? They didn't have big goals. I did, okay? 2 of them were skeptics. The other 4 had given up. And I'm the only one sitting there saying, dude, I want financial freedom. I want this thing my dad didn't quite get. So I need to think in little numbers. I need to think in numbers that I can achieve. Something like a newspaper. I remember being a newspaper delivery guy. And I'd take the newspaper. I knew how many newspapers I had. I knew how many I had to get out to get paid. I started mowing lawns. Oh, I got to mow this many lawns. I get this much money. And somewhere through high school and college, I forgot about simple. Money is simple. You have it. I want it. I got to make contact with it, okay? But you're not going to keep going out and talking to people if financial freedom is not your target, because it's too hard going out and talking to people. rejection, being turned down, okay? Long days, long nights, no rewards. It's too hard, right? So I needed to get down to something simple. So I want to bring you to this first concept of $1,000 a day. $1,000 a day is $365,000 a year. A lot of money right there, okay? You show me 365 grand right now, I'm like, but show me how to make that money. Right now, where I'm at today, this number would interest me. By the way, this would put you in the top 1% of earners in the world. Very exclusive group of people, okay? Let me tell you this. It's an exclusive group of people, and it's easy to get into. So I'm going to give you a couple steps that you need to take to do this. This $1,000 a day would change most people's life, okay? Let me show you what happens with the 365. 365, depending on what state you live in, okay, you're going to walk away with about $140,000 at the end of the year. So this is not a lot of money, by the way. And this is not financial freedom. So anybody that thinks, oh man, dude, 365, this is impossible, okay? That's impossible. That's never going to happen, okay? Look, this isn't even a lot of money. You're going to pay about $225,000 in taxes if you live in New York, California, or Illinois. The rest of the states, you're going to probably end up with about 180. That's why I live in Florida. Okay, because all my decisions on my business is how do I create financial freedom? Every business that I own, the real estate, our consulting company, our servicing big global companies that do sales where we consult with their sales organizations. Every company we own, we're focused on our global initiative program and platforms where we're going to partner with people around the world is to create financial freedom for me and my wife and my household. I talk to my wife all the time. Talked to her this morning coming back from the boxing. Baby, financial freedom, okay? You know what that means? That means you have to know how this business works. So when I leave, this thing can keep pushing and promoting and, you know, creating and generating. She's like, we don't have enough already? Not if we want to keep giving money away after I'm dead, okay? Wouldn't you like your charity, your favorite charity, to get money from your estate every month for 50 years, 100 years, 200 years after you die? That, my friends, would be financial freedom. Okay, so we're gonna boil this down from big goals down to increments, $1,000 a day. Let's talk about this $1,000 a day and how do I get to it? You already have a job. You got a job right now. Unless you're a student, you don't have a job yet. This is what I would be looking for if I'm a student getting out of college. So the only person that doesn't have some of this already done is the student. The student's making nothing. He could be, though, because I know students that make money. I know 14-year-olds that make more money than 50-year-olds because they're learning how to use the net to play the game today. So this is your target, right? See, I didn't have a target in the beginning. Remember that sales job that I hated? I had a goal, and the goal was always given to me by the manager. The manager said, your goal is, but you know, somebody giving you goals isn't going to get you financial freedom because the guy that's giving you the goals doesn't have financial freedom. So how could he possibly give you a goal that would get you financial freedom? I'm not giving you this $1,000 target today. I'm just telling you it's a doable deal, okay? So I'm going to show you why it's so doable, okay? 24 hours in a day. You're like, I don't work 24 hours a day. Yeah, but you could. We have the technology today that could keep you up or give the world the impression that you are up 24 hours a day. What is 24 into this number? Is this $50 or something? I need to make $50 an hour. Okay, now watch how simple I make this. It's $1,200. I'm over it. Okay, it's $40 an hour. $40 an hour. That's $960. Okay, so check this out now. Okay, $40 an hour. How many people do you know that make $40 an hour right now? The average American that makes 58 grand a year, all I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to show you this is a possible deal. See, what I need to do with every goal, big, giant, super monster goal in my life, I need to be able to shrink it down to something that I can put my hands around. And that's why you see me doing so much. I do a lot. Why? Because things are simple for me. They're never complicated. Finances are not complicated. Getting rich is not complicated. Creating wealth is not complicated. Financial freedom is not. Listen to me. If it's complicated, you're going to lose your money. If it's simple, hey, move the eraser over to the board. Anybody can do this. And by the way, you need to do things that anybody can do. Walmart did this. Starbucks did this. Amazon's doing this, right? Uber's doing this. It is always simple. 58 grand a year divided by 52 weeks. 11 what?
58,000.
Divided by 52 weeks, divided by 40 hours, divided by 40.
27.
The average American makes $27. The average American, by the way, I know y'all always hear about minimum wage, $10, $12. The average American, if they work 40 hours a week, they don't. The average American works 32.6 hours a week, not 40. That number would actually go up to about $40 an hour. The average American without a degree, by the way, half these people don't have degrees, make $27 an hour. Okay? I need to get to 40 to make 365. So I need to get a little bump in my hourly, and I need to work 24 hours a day. Or the other thing you could do is say, no, I'm not going to work 24 hours a day. I'm going to work 14 or 15 hours a day or 12 hours a day or 8 hours a day, and I got to get my number up. See, I think this is easier. Just do the math. I talk about this in the Millionaire booklet. Do the simple math. You want to make $1 million? Do the math. You want to make $365,000? Do the math. By the way, both of these you're going to do anyway. You're going to do both of these anyway, no matter what. Unless you die this afternoon, you're going to make $1 million in your career. You're going to make $365 in your career. You're probably going to make $10 million in your career, many of you, because you're winners. You're going to make $10 million. The problem is it took too long to get there. Time, you need to figure out how do I crunch the time up and get it done faster. That's why I like this 24-hour plan. Now, if I take and say I'm only going to get 12 hours of results, you have to double the number. Okay, what am I talking about right now? What's the goal right now? This is the goal, 365. 365 is what? Keep it simple. $1,000 a day. Is there $1,000 on this planet? Is there an extra $1,000 on this planet? Will $1,000, because I'm going to keep it simple, I'm going to keep asking myself, is this an achievable target? You're going to have to keep doing this, by the way. You need people around you saying, dude, financial freedom is real, not the naysayer, not the skeptic, not mama saying, hey, enough is enough, you don't need all that. You need people around you saying, no, this is a worthy target. Is this a worthy target to get to? I think it is, okay? Is $1,000 a day a worthy, easable, accessible, real target? Yes, it is. You're going to have to keep reminding yourself of this all the time. Can I make 50? How much was it an hour? Isn't it $50 an hour? No, it's $40 an hour. Can I make $40 an hour? Can I work 24 hours a day? Can I be paid when I'm sleeping? I do all that. Didn't go to college to learn that. Didn't talk about it in high school. Okay, never read a book on it. But I literally built businesses because I was worried about dying. I'm like, you're going to die, son. Your dad did. Your older brother died. The moment they died, they quit producing income. The second, both of them got checks for dying. I'm like, I don't want a check for dying. I want a check for living. Don't you want a check for living? Don't you want to check no matter what? Even if you didn't show up today, you got paid. Whether you slept in or didn't sleep in, whether you got up early or stayed late, that you got paid, okay? You're sick or you're not. You're going to need the money, all right? So, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mentor you. I'm going to be that tough coach that's on you, with you every day, saying, no. We're not going for a paycheck. We're going for financial freedom. Okay? We're not going for just enough. We're going for financial freedom. We're going for wealth. We're not going for rich. We're going for wealth. We're not going for a job. We're going for income forever, okay? So look, I've created a program, okay? This is the best deal on this planet for those of you, okay, that want to create financial wealth, okay? Best deal ever. It's my Jared's jacking with me right now. Jared's like, cash flow. Because what I've done in my business is I've created businesses that cash flow, okay? You're so funny. Jared's coming in trying to get me something to eat. No, I'm fine, man, okay? This is my top money-making program that I've created for you, all right? This is my top money-making program. This is a 10X strategy to creating you with financial freedom, wealth, prosperity. You need a coach. You know you're going to fall off the program. We know everybody falls off the program, by the way, okay? Everyone falls off the program. That's why all the greats have coaches. Michael Jordan had a coach because he didn't want to fall off the program. So how do you, when you're making nothing and you're feeling hopeless and you're feeling beat up and nothing's going well and you're having to call your landlord, say, Mr. Whitman, man, I'm going to be late again, or you're having to dodge them, the landlord, because you know you're late again, or you're not taking phone calls. Jeez, he called me last night. Okay, you're not taking phone calls from people because you're like, oh no, that's AT&T. Oh no, that's Sprint. Oh no, that's the the utility company. That's a collection agency. I've had all those phone calls. Just so everybody understands, I've had those phone calls and I hated every one of them. When that happens to you, won't you lose the target of financial freedom? I'm a deadbeat. I can't make it. Nobody believes in me. I'm going to believe in you. When you give up, I won't. Because I know from personal experience, they say if you experienced it, it's real for you, right? Like, if you have a miracle in your life, you believe in miracles. I went from broke, in debt, no direction, and no guidance to having more money than I can possibly spend in a lifetime. I know the financial freedom miracle is real because it happened to me. Now, it took a lot of work. Okay, this is not going to work for everybody because most people quit. Most people quit because they don't have anybody to help them. So this is my top money-making program for you. Not going to be get rich quick. This is not get rich quick. This is a simple, practical, get rich for sure. And it's going to take time because it takes math and it's simplistic, okay? So how would you do this? Let's take a waitress. Let's take any job. Maybe somebody's online right now watching and they can tell me what their job is. My goal for you is going to be, no matter what you're doing right now, how do you make $1,000 a day? $1,000 a day is $365,000 a year. I talked to this rich guy this morning. I said, rich guy, hey, would you be interested in making another $365,000 every year? Would you be interested in $1,000 a day? He says, I'm in, bro. Rich dude. Guy's making about $30 million a year right now. 30 million. This is less than 1%. He's like, show me how right now. Do I have to invest money? Nope. Okay. Do I have to work hard? Nope. Number one you got to do is you got to make a decision. Now, rich dude don't need a new program. If you have a business right now paying you $30 million a year, $10 million a year, $5 million a year, or $1 million a year, you don't need a program. You don't need a new program. You don't need a new job. You don't need a new opportunity. I have people call me all the time. Grant, I got this great program. I got this great opportunity, man, can make you a lot of money. Dude, I don't need another opportunity. I'd have to look at the business I have right now, okay? If I've made a decision to make more money, second thing I need to look at is, hey, what will get me there, right? First thing is decide. Okay, second thing, do the math. The math is $40 an hour. If you don't want to work that much, it's $80 an hour. Okay? If you can't figure out how to use the internet, it's $80 an hour. What's going to be easier for you? $40 an hour? I could sell something right now for $40. I guarantee I could get somebody online right now watching to give me $40 for anything. The 10X button, the octopus pad, okay? I think these are $40. Business card, 10X business card holder, my 10X money clip, my beautiful cufflinks. Ladies, buy this for your man. Okay, those are all $40 products, right? Why do I have $40 products? Because $40 a day equals $365,000 a year. Times 10 years equals $3.6 million. Now you got my attention. Now I'm on the road to financial freedom. Okay, 58 grand a year, doing what you're doing right now, times 30 years. How much is that? $1.74 million. Okay, folks, it takes $1.2 million to put a kid from baby Jake to college Jake. It takes $1,240,000. 18 years to bring Jake up. Okay, is this right? 58 times 30. You're going to make $1.7 million, and it costs you $1.2 million to put little freeloader from the breast and out the nest. You got your thinking screwed up. You need a coach. You need somebody to support you, somebody like me, somebody buster. You need a buster kind of guy saying, no, dude, we're going for financial freedom. That's the target here. You need an uncle that can keep pushing you, not a millionaire. You don't need a millionaire next door telling you to buy a cheap truck. You need somebody saying, no, quit saving your money and let's go make some money. Your solution right here is to make money. Do the math. And you're going to find this out, okay? You have to make or collect more money. How? Oh, how do I do that? Okay. Well, what you're going to ask yourself right here is this: what fits? Because I know some of you right now, as you watch this, you're thinking, dude, what's $40? I showed you $40 button. I bought this button from China. We got about, how much? What do we got in the button? We own this for, we sell it for $40. We probably have 18 or 19 bucks in it. We sell it. I make 20 bucks off of it, but I made 40. I made $40. It was $40 that came in. I paid for the button already. Regardless of what I have in the button, if I sell the button today, do I not get $40? If I sell the 10X business card, people need a place to put their business cards. I sell this, boom, I $40, right? I sell the 10X money clip. It's $40. I made $40. I sell this. Now, how do I do that, man? You guys got to go online, man. You got to go online. You got to either do a couple things, okay? Let's talk about how to. What fits? What fits with your brand? What fits? How many different things fit? I want you, if you're watching live right now, just post what fits at $40 an hour. That's all I need. I need one sale every hour. I need 24 sales to gross $365,000 a year. Look how simple this is getting. Oh, by the way, that assumes you're not making anything right now. The average person watching is making 60 grand a year right now, somewhere thereabout. So now all I have to do is make an extra 305. 305 divided by 365. How much is that? Can somebody tell me? Where's my phone? 305 divided by 365?
835.
How much?
835.
835?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to make $835 a day now, not $1,000 a day. How much is that an hour? Divided by 24? Now I'm down to $34 product, okay? So do I need to net $34 to have this? This is where everybody gets confused. Do I net? Do I gross? You need to gross $34 a day. Right? So if my company makes $10 million this year, I know out of every $10 million I make, I keep about 40 pennies. I give 10 pennies to charity, and I keep the other 30 pennies to reinvest in my business. I typically invest 20 of those pennies of the 30 left over into the business expansion next year, and I get 10% of that money out of the business, and I take it and reinvest it in a third business. In this case, I invest all my money in real estate. Why? Because real estate pumps another flow of income at me. Right now, we're just talking about one simple flow. You probably have a job. Okay, so I got my job. First flow is my job, whatever job that is. Waiter, waitress, plumber, contractor, roofer. Second, okay, what am I doing between 5 p.m. and 2 p.m. and throughout the day? I mean, you got to think internet. You got to think social, right? You got to think, what's our store? Shopify. You got to think about a Shopify account. You got to think about affiliates. You got to think about multi-level marketing. You have to think about this one because this involves people. And the more people you can get in front of, the more money you can have. Remember, there's no shortage of money on this planet. Financial freedom comes from people, not from products. You got to get your idea, your product, your service in front of people that have money. So what fits? You got your job. You're doing that deal. Don't leave that. Number 2, what are you doing between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. or throughout the day? Are you hanging with the right people? You doing the right things? And then the third thing is going to be what product? Is it a product? Is it a service? Or is it some kind of other business? Maybe it's some kind of maybe you're gonna become a partner with me. Maybe it's income from an investment. See, but this is what most people do. Most people look at the investment. This is the number one question I get about money. Where should I invest my money? You shouldn't. You should be doing these things first. You don't have any money to invest right now. Prematurely, people are trying to invest before they learn how to earn. Earn, keep, multiply. You should spend most of your time earning money. I do not spend most of my time on number 3. I spend most of my time earning money. Today, the day after a major holiday, and what is Grant doing? Pushing out information. Less than 1/3 of my office is on call today. Here in the office, I'm one of them. I'm coming in. I couldn't wait to get here. Let's go. Let's go do something, okay? Why? Because I know people are the solution to my financial freedom. The more people I can help. Now, I'm putting this together. The reason I put the Top Money program, this is my top money making program. The reason I put this program together is I see so many people suffering with money. We took a $36,000 product that I have. I offered it for a one-time super crazy nutsoid special, and I had hundreds of people write me and say, "Can you give me a payment plan on that?" I'm like, man, people just, nobody's got any money. See, this is never reported in the media. What we hear in the media is, I did Thanksgiving recently, and we had all this food. And the people that were eating the food felt bad. I said, man, you had 2 turkeys. You had 3 sweet potatoes. You had 4 different asparagus things. You had 2 cranberries. You had 6 cakes, 3 pies, chocolates everywhere. What about all the hungry people, man? What about the starving people? These people felt rich, but these people do not have financial freedom. The moment they stop working, the moment they come out of the clock, off that clock, what's it called? The time clock, you quit getting paid. This is a problem. This is a problem. When you live in a time where there is no clock anymore, there might be a clock at your office because of employment rules. But what's keeping you from earning money between 5 p.m. and 2 p.m. and then when you go to sleep and then also throughout the day? How could you do that? Is there a product that fits? Could I sell Adidas shoes in my free time? Okay. Could I sell Grant Cardone 10X money clips? Somebody's going to buy them. We have an affiliate program, by the way. What do we pay, 10 or 20? 20%. We pay 20% on our affiliate program. Are there other people that would be affiliates? Are there other companies that would allow you to, without any cost, with any initial investment, 0 investment, where you could set up a site online, just like we have done, using social media, the internet, Shopify account? Could I push people to Amazon? Does Amazon have an affiliate account? Really? How big is that? Could you be an affiliate for a $4,000 ticket and make $800? Every time somebody sells a ticket for $4,000 in my company, the affiliate gets paid $800. We paid one person $19,000 1 month last year. $19,000. He does not work at the company. He does not report here. He's never been here. I've never met the dude, and he got paid $19,000. Could you collaborate with somebody? Me and Damon John, we collaborated on a product. Okay? Could we collaborate and work together? Could you partner with somebody? Are those all options? Look, none of this is going to happen None of this is going to happen if you don't, number one, make a decision. If you're overwhelmed right now, oh my God, where do I get started? You don't. You go back to this. I want financial freedom for myself, my family, my kids. I want to be an example of financial freedom. I want to show my parents that financial freedom is real. Okay? I want to be more like a role model like Grant is than somebody struggling and once or twice a year they're like, oh, look how much we have because you had 2 turkeys and 3 sweet potatoes and 6 pies. Oh, look how much we have. There's people starving on the planet. You don't have anything. You can't do this again tomorrow. If you die right now, the clock stops. You don't beep in again and you don't get paid anymore, okay? People die and they get a death insurance check. That's not financial freedom. That's dying. And leaving a family nothing more than a check. Rather than, how about this? You leave and there's a check this month, check the next month, check third month, check 14 years later after they died, you still get a check, okay? So number one, you got to make a decision. Number two, you got to keep this decision. This is where people fall off. You got to keep this decision in check. What'd you just tell me? Okay. Okay, give me 1 minute. We're going to change this battery. We're going to come back and pick it up. Yeah, just tell me, guys.
It's Black Friday! Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. It's Black Friday! Oh, oh, oh.
Man, that thing is hot. Hey guys, Grant Cardone here. Have you ever wondered how people buy this? Like my whole life, I have been just super intrigued by the wealthy, the people that buy the jet, that live the life. Like, I used to watch these homes on the ocean. I'm like, who owns that home? Who owns that jet? How did they do it? How did they buy it? And I created a training. I spent 35 years codifying what it takes to go from nothing, where I started.
I remember when I could not afford one night in a hotel. Not even this nice, and it changed in a second, and it can for you too. Literally.
Look, just take a look here. Having a girl, okay? The hot chick, great white,
Thank you.
beautiful kids, even a cowgirl, okay?
The cat sat in my hat.
I
which
got
means
2
he's a
kittens
cat
on
now.
board. We're traveling across the country. The family's gonna go out for a little vacay. I'm gonna be doing some work while I'm out there, but while I'm out there, I wanna help you get what you want. It might not be a jet, maybe it's not a yacht, I don't know, whatever it is. You deserve to have that. And I have laid out a training, step by step, so simple. Regardless of where you are right now, you're in debt, you don't have any money, maybe you don't even have a job. Click the link below. I'm gonna give you this training for free. I wish somebody would have done this for me. I simplify wealth. I simplify how to get money, what to do with it once you get it, and how to multiply it. The most important lesson, how do you multiply it so that someone else, maybe you were serving, someone else you were working for, that money that you receive, you learn how to multiply it so that money works harder than you do. And who knows, maybe you don't get the jet, maybe you don't get the girl, okay? Maybe you don't even want the kids. Maybe you don't want the kids or the kittens, but you get to choose, okay? Click the link below. I want to give you this free training. It's absolutely free. Best part, it's free. The second best part, it will show you step by step what you have to do to get the life you deserve.